Hey guys, back with another video. I know that the past is probably one of the biggest things that's holding us all back, right? We hold on to these memories and past traumas and things that didn't work out, or fears and experiences, and we don't. What was suggested to me, and I'm going to suggest to you guys, is just bless the past and move on. It's done and over with. Let the dead bury the dead. Even though you might have had some serious traumatic experiences, I'm not saying you have to let the memories go of people, but let the experience go, right? One thing that happens, and I see this all the time in men that I know that have gone through divorces, is they have an emotional, right? They're going to get divorced, right? And they start the process and they become angry and bitter. Understandably, right? Whatever, there's two sides to the story. I'm not saying that it's all the woman or it's none of the man. I'm just saying that 30 days is one thing. 90 days, you start getting to 180 days, you start to change your personality in a negative way. You start to become a bitter, angry, miserable person. That's your new personality. And I see this all the time. I know guys that have gotten divorced 20 years ago that are still angry and bitter and resentful to women. Just let that sink in. That is bananas, right? When you switch your thinking from things, life happens to me, to life happens for me, and you start to understand these laws, and you're starting to grasp an understanding of what's really going on in the invisible, the spirit and God, and you start looking at all of these past things that have happened and you find the good in them, right? And you're going to have to do some serious looking to find sometimes some good in some of these things, but it has to be there. It's the law. Can't just be bad. That's not, it's impossible. There has to be just as much good. If there's this much bad, there has to be that much good. It's the law. There's an outside to my house, there's an inside. There's a ceiling, there's a floor. The law of opposite, there has to be just as much good in there. But sometimes you have to really look hard to find the good in there. I truly believe that most people that are extremely successful or well off, or whatever you want to call it, have had the worst lives. I know that media portrays that, oh, they were gifted this and they were born into a royal family, and sure, there's some of those scenarios. But most people didn't graduate high school. Most of the people I study under didn't make it past 6th grade, 8th grade, 10th grade. Were molested, parents were alcoholics, drug addicts. These are people that had terrible childhoods, and they somehow found a way to change that, right? Sometimes I think that you guys, you're looking at, I wished I was born wealthy. Well, would you really be taking action and doing anything, or would you be lazy? If everything was handed to you and gifted to you, right? You see this all the time in big businesses. Look at JCPenney's, right? For 100 years, they did not allow debt. They had no credit cards allowed at their company. And then it finally went from the grandpa to the dad, and then they brought in credit cards. And then what happened? Then it went to the grandsons. And then what happened? Then they went out of business. Why is that? Maybe they were out on yachts, sipping martinis, not paying attention to what was going on with their business, because they had no interest in it, because everything's been handed to them. When the grandpa started with nothing and created this amazing thing. Start looking at life like this. Quit looking at Michael Jordan as the most wonderful basketball player that ever played. Start looking at his habits and how many hours a day he practiced and his mindset. You'll find the synchronicities, I promise you. The same's with us. The worse your upbringing was, the more amazing person you can be. You just have to find the inner strength and start unlocking some of these things, changing your habits and your beliefs. Quit letting the past hold you back. It's done, it's over with. All right, you guys, I'm gonna make some more videos, but please watch this 100 times, 1,000 times. Please just keep watching this video, I promise you. Things are gonna start working out. Thanks, guys, bye.